From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, July the 7th, 2023. The Israeli man who was shot and killed yesterday by a Palestinian terrorist near the Jewish settlement of Kedumim in Samaria, the West Bank, was identified last night as an IDF soldier. The IDF said 22-year-old Staff Sergeant Shiloh Yosef Amir was killed by an assailant's live fire while conducting routine activity adjacent to the community of Kedumim. The IDF sends its heartfelt condolences to the family and will continue to support them. Staff Sergeant Amir was laid to rest today at the Mount Herzl Military Cemetery in Jerusalem. Israel is asking for a retraction from the United Nations on remarks regarding its counter-terror operation in Jenin this week, where Israeli troops went into the Palestinian refugee camp known as a hotbed for terror and safe haven for terrorists to dismantle its terror infrastructure after dozens of shooting attacks against Israelis over the past year. During the operation, 12 Palestinians, all said to be armed and involved in the fighting, were killed, most claimed already as members of terror organizations. Palestinian civilians were hurt in the operation, though there were no civilian casualties. The IDF stressing it does whatever it can to avoid harm to non-combatants. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said of the counter-terror operation that he strongly condemns all acts of violence against civilians, and that obviously in this situation there was an excessive force used by Israeli forces. Well, Israel's ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, called Guterres' remarks shameful, far-fetched, and completely detached from reality. Erdogan said the counter-terror activity in Jenin focused solely on combating the murderous Palestinian terror targeting innocent Israeli civilians. I call on the Secretary General to retract his words and clearly condemn the Palestinian terror against civilians and for using other Palestinians as human shields, rather than denouncing the democratic state of Israel for defending itself in the face of terror. The Sheba Pandemic Research Institute in Israel is partnering with the National Institutes of Health Vaccine Research Center in the U.S. and leading European pharmaceutical company Sanofi to develop a pan-COVID vaccine, creating a booster against multiple variants of the coronavirus. American Friends of Sheba wrote the announcement follows a recent U.S. Food and Drug Administration committee meeting on vaccine selection and aims to offer a long-term solution for virus inoculation. Sheba Director Professor Gili Regev Yochai said this partnership has the potential to change the future of virus care and can transform the way we prevent and manage future pandemics. Chief of the Human Immunology Section at the Vaccine Research Institute, Professor Daniel Dweck, said, "Together, we will be discovering new ways to generate vaccines, monoclonal antibodies, and tests for viruses that could be a game changer for our pandemic preparedness." Well, a group of Ukrainian teenagers are getting a much-deserved break from the continuing war in their country, the JTA reports. 7 Ukrainian teens arrived yesterday in the U.S. to spend 4 weeks at Ramah Sports Academy, the Jewish sports camp operated by Ramah of Northern California, an initiative of Maccabi USA in partnership with the Ramah camp and Maccabi Ukraine. Maccabi USA wrote, "The program is part of our ongoing initiative to support the Ukrainian Jewish community in this time of need. We are proud to be living our vision of using sports as a galvanizing force in strengthening Jewish pride." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, July the 7th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services at the Hampton Synagogue. Then it's Muzika with Gilad Segev and the film Backdoor Channel's The Price of Peace. At 10, Eric Goldman speaks with Karen Heilig about her film Reckonings. At 10:30, a replay from the Hampton Synagogue, followed by a replay from Central. And coming up next, it's a look at this week's Torah Portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, July the 7th, 2023. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Shabbat Shalom.